thanks to BetterHelp and Babbel for sponsoring today's episode.
Greetings and salutations, my dudes. Welcome to the tripod.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
What's good, guys? We are so excited to turn and burn in the new year with you. For real.
Great beer. Let's start with a question.
He's chewing chicken chips. I'm having sort of a cookie situation.
A Milano, interesting.
Well, let me just say that we had Swiss cake rolls here, and they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys had Swiss cake rolls here, and I was sort of relying on them as a part of my nutritional triangle.
Yeah. So Leslie's been, it's not the most important part of her job, but it's the most important of her job to us.
Right.
Is she's been on the snack rotation game. And I would say always trying new things. Sometimes she finds really great things, and sometimes we try things and then we go, what the fuck is this? But I'm going to keep eating it.
It's a high pressure, high stakes situation that she's found herself in.
That confusing jerky that we get that's cranberry bison.
I love that shit.
Cranberry
Yours
bison.
tasted.
My favorite.
That
vomit to
shit
me.
is vile, Rainie.
I asked for it specifically.
You like that?
I don't like the cranberries, but I love being in the wilderness.
But they have other flavors that aren't cranberry bison that
Yeah.
probably taste better.
No,
Yeah.
cranberry bison jerky is a little bit of an ick for me.
It's awful.
We got new peach gummies yesterday, and you go, Peachos, sign me the fuck up. Well, these ones were full-on peach-shaped, and you bite into it. And you know how, like, a gummy, you can picture the texture.
I don't like
This
them,
was like the silken tofu of gummy.
Oh,
It was,
no.
it was, my teeth glid through the center in a way that I found deeply off-putting.
It's like
Go
jelly.
get him. Go get him.
Like a jelly experience.
Go get him. I want to put him in my mouth.
Rainie's gonna go get them.
I'm eating the chicken flesh.
Well, and
chips.
actually, can I tell you what I did is I left them out, opened, hoping they would get a little stale.
That's not a bad idea. Keith, by the way, good stream. Keith eats 5 pounds of Jell-O.
Oh,
Holy shit. Would you ever do a stream that's Keith poops 5 pounds of Jell-O?
Hey, Zach.
when I do a stream?
You want to do a live stream of Keith
It's
taking
just your
a
top.
shit?
It's your top half.
You know what we should do? We should do the belt live and have it be that I'm laying on my back about 12 inches lower than the top of the belt. And you guys the audience can vote to put little bites of food onto the belt, and I can't see it, and then it just falls into my mouth.
Yeah, if you could, what would be really good for the belt, I think, is if you somehow were able to get a vending machine and the audience could vote on what would fall out of the vending machine onto the belt.
I like this.
And that way there's an audience interaction
maybe
portion.
it's more Wallace and Gromedy, and you just keep having like different contraptions that it goes on. All right, so we have the peaches here.
Smells like peach.
It smells like
Candy.
sunscreen.
I hope
Yeah.
you guys like it.
I don't like the smell, and I don't think I'm going to like the taste.
3, 2, 1. Oh, that's not as
Oh.
soft as you
use your
prescribe.
tongue to get in the middle.
It tastes like chewing
Yeah.
on... It tastes like chewing on
Okay.
someone's earlobe.
It's
kind of.
so slippery inside.
I thought you were just talking about how it didn't have much of a chew, but you're talking about that the inside is
floppy.
really slick.
It is slimy inside.
It's like wet sliced bananas.
It's like when I was a senior in high school, I read in a Cosmo magazine that nibbling on a girl's earlobe was the sexiest thing to do. And then I did it a lot in the next several years
Did
after
they like that?
I don't know.
The girls?
I don't know.
Did they say, please stop?
I can't imagine that they liked it.
I have a cross section right here, and I'm going to tell you that licking this feels inappropriate. It just feels wrong. It's too slimy.
Let me see the cross section. Oh, okay.
What do you think it's like, Zach?
I don't think it's like anything. It just feels like forbidden.
The forbidden fruit.
The forbidden lick.
I
I didn't like the peach gummy.
And which
I
is
didn't like
crazy
it.
because I've never met a peach gummy I didn't like.
Yeah, the rings are amazing.
The O's.
Oh, you know what's so good? The watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, I mean, well, duh.
Those are
Duh.
the best candies.
Yeah, duh, Rainey.
Oh, Captain Obvious over here. Captain
Sorry,
Obvious over here.
That was rude.
Duh.
You're right. You're okay.
No, I do like those.
Hey, you know what I breathe? Air. Duh.
Zach, please.
That's a doy
I
moment.
almost ate this.
I also almost ate the silica gel packet
Oh,
from
yeah.
the chicken chips.
Every time I eat that,
Yeah,
I'm
so
almost,
Keith is
yeah.
eating their protein chips, and it's like literally just fried chicken skin or something.
flesh.
I gotta say,
Sick.
the snacks in 2024.
Anyways, Zach, you had a story?
I went to a little Hollywood premiere.
All right, Zach's awesome. Wait, sorry. What premiere?
This is now weeks old, but I got to see John Green's new movie, Turtles All the Way Down.
My phone must have been off then.
And honestly, I did have a +1, and Matt, he couldn't come.
Are you fucking kidding? And I didn't get the invite?
And I swear to God, I thought about it when it was too late. I was like,
Who did
bet
you bring?
Miles maybe.
Who would be amazing on a red carpet? Probably my friend Miles.
Hey, well, can I tell you that I dressed up cute, thinking I'd get a little Getty photo action? I go in, I check in, not on the red carpet list.
Whoa.
You weren't?
Rejected.
They were hiding you?
They just
That's
hid
a
me.
sting.
It was a small, French family, but I was so Turtles All the Way Down, John Green book, adapted into a movie. It's on Max right now. You can watch it. It was delightful.
Really? Who's in it?
It
That's
was
what I've heard.
great. It is so John just knows the way to my fucking heart.
Yeah.
And I cried so much in that movie. And I don't mean not because it's so sad. No, I cried because it was lovely. I
that's
cried
great.
because it was life affirming. I cried because I felt seen. I cried because I was happy. I cried because I was sad. I cried. I was like this delicate well of emotions, barely holding on the whole time. And I saw, Matt, Pat, and Steph were there, so I got to hang out with them. Eddie Burback and Jarvis, we hung out. And the movie ends, and I turn around. I was sitting in the row in front of them, and I go, guys, I cried a lot. And they were like, oh, cool, man. And it was clear that I was the only one who was sobbing the whole time.
They're like, not us. We're awesome. We don't ever cry.
Not us, we're tough.
We're actually pretty cool.
But I got to tell John about this, which, first of all, huge news. Got to see John Green get drunk. That was very exciting.
Very fun.
John Green celebrating. It was a fun thing. So me, Jarvis, and Eddie were like, yeah, we're going to hang around all night.
That's
cool. I want to see where this goes. And I'll be here till the end of the line, baby. But I told John that so the movie, if you don't know, Turtles All the Way Down, it is about a girl with OCD, and it's a love story, as John Green does so well. But her OCD and her invasive thoughts really keep her from living life. I've only talked about this a little bit on the show, and frankly, very little within Try Guys canon, that I have OCD. I had OCD as a kid. I was diagnosed with OCD, or rather, I was medicated for OCD, and the symptoms aren't that super present in the modern, except for like my overwhelming neuroses, and which it just kind of is a blanket that covers my being. But the way, I had OCD, it really distracted me in school, especially. And I saw a movie, I think it was called Camp or Summer Camp. It had starred a young Anna Kendricks, I believe. Just some indie movie.
Yeah.
And I saw it when I must have been in middle school. And I got out of the movie. I was very quiet for a while. And then I told my mom, I think I have that.
Oh, wow. Really?
And it was seeing a movie where I was able to put a voice to something that I was experiencing. And so I told that to John, and that I think, obviously his books are hugely impactful, and not to say that like this is, the book I think has already done this, but I think the movie will do it just the same, if not more, where this is going to allow a whole new generation to, one, see themselves represented. I think a lot of people are now more aware of like their mental health than we were when we were growing up. So they'll feel seen if they have this, or it may even help someone understand a part of themselves that they don't know. And that is just so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that was the way that you sort of realized that about yourself. That's really interesting.
Yeah, so it was really special movie, really fun. It also like, it made me, I just started talking about my OCD to anyone who would listen for a while in a way I haven't talked about it in, I'm sure I've talked to you, Keith, about it a handful of times, if even.
Sometimes,
it's just not something I think about, but something about seeing this movie just like shook it all out of me in a way that was very affirming, and it was like exciting for me to like process it and think about it. And so thank you, John Green. I love you. You're a hell of a fucking artist. Also, can I tell you, the movie,
great storyteller.
The story is about OCD and C. diff. The poo-poo bug that I had last year.
Oh, wow.
So I'm just like, John, you're reading my diary. I don't know what's going on. I feel too seen, and
That's
it's a little
wild.
it's a little freaky at this point.
Yeah.
But so I was there at this premiere. rubbing elbows, hanging out, mostly staying in my little YouTuber corner.
You didn't venture out towards the mainstream celebs?
And I like talked to the stars of the movie. I told them how great they did. I honestly think they all did an awesome job and they were all super lovely. But for some reason, Kirsten Dunst was there.
Ooh.
And yeah, that's exciting.
Whoa, Mary fucking Jane herself.
Mary Jane herself.
Wow.
Damn.
I have, if you don't know this, I have a poster of Kirsten Dunst in my home office. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's fucking right.
My favorite movie ever. The Jim Carrey poster and the Kate Winslet poster are both kind of like, they're kind of like weird. And then the main poster for the movie that everyone thinks about, them laying on the ice, it was just like, I've seen it, been there, done that. So there's this really rare poster that I had to like dig to page 98 of eBay to find that is Kirsten Dunst smiling with this like blissful ignorance, happy face. And then it's like her eyes are ripped out like many layers of a magazine. And it says, "Do I know you?" So I'm like, you don't know Kirsten Dunst? Like how, like this... you're in my room.
Yeah, that's so funny.
I'm looking at her and I'm thinking like, I gotta say something. What do I say? How do I say? And the streamer Ludwig was there. Ludwig, who I've gotten to be friendly with at a couple events. And he decides to go on his phone, look up the most obscure movie that he can find. A Kirsten Dunst movie that no one's heard of, that telling the story I don't remember. And he goes up to her and he says, "This is my favorite movie. I watch it once a year, every single year."
What a fucking funny thing to do.
And she goes, "Really? Oh, well, every year." That
And so
really-
what did you say to her?
So I kept missing my moment. You
Oh,
know,
boy.
I saw her. There was no. She kept like getting, someone was like bringing her around, like, "I want you to meet this person, meet this person." And I didn't know what to say to her. It was a small room, but even still, I just, you revert back to like, I'm just some guy who even cares. So I saw she was leaving and I just did the drive-by. And I said, "Hey, just wanted to say you were so great in Civil War. Congrats on that. Also, Eternal Sunshine is my favorite movie of all time."
Yeah.
And she just goes, "That's a good one."
Aw.
And made me laugh.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
And then she said thanks and left.
It wasn't the obscure movie that he said, but
The story of just seeing something that makes you realize something about yourself in a movie.
Yeah.
I had that for the first time
Really?
ever, and it was this movie that I don't think actually is very good. It's on Amazon or maybe it's on Netflix, but it's a free
My movie was also fine.
But
Turtles is great.
it was about synesthesia is what it's framing itself
Oh.
about.
Yeah.
And it's about a guy who, like, everything he hears, all the sounds he hears, he turns them into music in his head.
This the Rudy Mancuso movie?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that it visually, and it was super, super interesting, but the plot was sort of like circulatory. Just kind of kept going the same thing. But what I really liked about it was that it was like, as I was watching it, I was like, I think I have something like this.
oh, really?
Whoa.
Where like I have a need to, like, I hear things, I constantly am playing little songs in my head, like through my fingertips or through like my, like, hard even to explain. Like, I'll wiggle my fingers, but I'm like playing a scale as I'm doing it, or I'm playing a song, and some of it is literally French horn fingerings, but some of it's not. Some of it's like weirdly flexing random muscles in my body that are different notes.
Whoa.
And
funny.
I hear little notes and I play little things and I hear
You
like
just shut up. You're sitting and you're like flexing your butt cheeks.
You're like, A, B, C.
Did you just do that right now? Did you just make eye contact with me and flex your butt cheeks?
well,
to
you
do a
asked me
scale?
to. It felt like
No, I'm bored. I'm excited.
Yes, you
yeah.
invited
Do it
it
again.
in.
I normally like go through my leg muscles. So like I like if I was going up the scale, it'd be right toe, left toe, calf muscle.
Are you doing that like when
So-
you're just idling around?
Yeah.
First of all, this is super cool. I want to hear more before I tell you about
But
me.
I also like if I hear sounds, and you guys have seen this a lot probably, but maybe not even picked up on it. If I hear a sound in the world, I will immediately try to replicate that sound.
Right.
Out loud.
Right. Yeah, sure.
So if I hear a funny squeak or a funny something, I'll just do my best to make that sound right in that moment because like I have this weird desire to make the sound that I just heard.
Ooh, me and my little
Wow.
neurodivergent buddies. I'm gaining them.
and I'll do a little bit of like what he does in that movie, which is the way they make it seem is that like if he hears, he turns the whole worlds of sound into music. I don't necessarily do that, but I'll hear one little rhythm and I'll repeat that little rhythm in my head and maybe add music to it.
Little rhythm.
And like I might do that and like keep singing that song. But there's always songs that I'm making up or music that I'm making up going through my brain 90% of the time.
If you're in a serious situation, are you singing a sad song in your head?
No, I think if I'm in a serious
question.
situation, I'm not making the music.
Oh, okay.
But
Then
like
you're
even just as
focused.
you asked me that question, I went no with my hand. No.
Whoa.
What's the best way to learn a language? Immersion, baby. Living where the language is spoken and using it every day. But if that's not in the cards this year, you can still learn a language the second best way, and that's with Babbel. You can be a better you in 2024 with Babbel, the science-backed language learning app that actually works. Don't pay hundreds of dollars for private tutors or waste hours on apps that don't really help you speak the language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. Babbel's tips and tools are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching, so you're ready to practice what you've learned in the real world. I have used Babbel. It is like honestly so intuitive and simple, and it really does give you practical conversational knowledge. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, you get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/tripod. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/tripod, spelled BABBEL.com/tripod. Rules and restrictions may apply. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. The year has gone by so quickly. What's something you guys are proud of in 2024? I'll tell you what I'm proud of. We've done a great job launching our new product, and just, I feel like we're making really, really great content, but it certainly hasn't been without its stresses throughout the whole thing. And one way to help mitigate your stress is therapy. I know that when I've been super stressed, being able to talk it out, especially with someone who is like not my friend or family member, but just an impartial third party, can be really helpful to just talk through and get some feedback. And if you're looking to try therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/tripod today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/tripod.
I'm wondering, do you find it distracting, or did you ever find it distracting?
Yeah.
Especially when you were a kid in school.
I just thought it was a habit.
Okay.
That doing this was like,
Yeah.
like picking at your elbow or something like that. I was like, I should probably not do this because it's a habit. And people say don't have habits. They're like unattractive, like maybe picking your ear or something like that. So, but I never could stop.
I find, so like with my obsessive tendencies, they were super distracting when I was in school, and especially when there were things that weren't engaging to me. So like math class, I couldn't concentrate because my brain would be consumed by these other invasive thoughts that I couldn't control. But now that I'm older, I guess the reason that I don't really identify as being obsessive compulsive is not because they've gone away, because they haven't. I've done things while we've just been sitting and talking, and I guess it's such background noise, but it doesn't bother, or I've been lucky enough where I've been able to lean into them as habits, and they don't distract me and take away anymore. But that's not to say that they won't always stay that way. It could change. What about you? What's going on in your brain?
That's interesting.
No, I'm kidding.
Your thing about learning something about yourself when you watch a movie, I kind of felt that way when I watched 50 Shades of Grey.
I was watching Ratatouille and I said, wait a second.
Yeah.
I also cook with a little man on my head.
I was just watching 50 Shades and I thought, this guy's so good at sex.
Is that my issue? Am I also really good at sex?
I think this is my story.
Yeah, I think that must be.
I think I'm so good at it.
I'm also a rich billionaire.
Yeah. I was watching Jurassic Park and I was like, holy shit.
I'm dinosaur.
I'm also I'm dinosaur.
I'm dinosaur.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, movies are powerful.
I do think that your thing about like, movies and any movie that's about something like that, like it's so cool probably to be a kid now and watch a movie like that and be like, oh, that's like to understand something about yourself.
Yeah.
That's like the
But
best
also,
thing that movies do.
to realize it's not just yourself.
Yes,
But
right.
for me, it was like,
totally.
wait, do other people have random sounds that sometimes become music just in their head all the time?
Right.
Because I thought that was pretty specific to me, and it was just a weird thing that I did, not just like something other people might experience. And I also like have some of the synesthesia, other effects where like food might taste like a color, how people like have that.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes with me, really not like often, but I understand what that is.
That's
Basically,
so cool to me.
your brain signals get confused
wish.
and you hear color.
Am I wrong to wish that? Because that sounds so cool to me.
It's neat.
Yeah, it's
Seems
interesting.
neat.
But also it's confusing
Yeah, I bet.
because you're like trying to explain something. I'm like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but it's yellow.
Yeah, right. That's dumb.
That's not helpful.
No.
But it like makes people. Yeah, it's cool that like I don't know. So much of art's function is making people feel less alone. I feel like and stuff like that, like making a movie about synesthesia or making a movie about OCD, like helping anybody who's watching your piece of art feel less alone. What a cool function of the art that you make.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still, you want it to be entertaining and emotionally moving. But then if you can get that deeper level, I've been holding off because I wanted to get to the end of it. But the toe tapping, finger tapping thing you're talking about, I do it.
Yeah.
You also do that.
Now mine is different than yours, and I don't think it's as evolved. But my toes are always going, and they go like they don't. I'm not playing scales because I don't know how to play scales. But I will.
Just go ba, 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 ba,
Yeah, I know, but it's just not what my brain's doing.
okay.
But I'm almost always playing a song in my head and tapping along to the beat. But it's like 1, 2, like I go like kind of reverse order. And Maggie will always like, we'll be watching TV or I'll be hanging out and like we're doing nothing, but my toes are just going. And they're going in my shoes. When I'm standing hanging out, my little toes are always moving.
You're flexing your toes.
My fingers are always moving. Just always. They're always doing something dumb, and I'm just.
And I didn't know that I
do
did
the
it.
toes too. I do the toes as well.
Until she, and just as you were telling your story, I was going da 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 da.
So I find that
So
one of the
interesting.
scale is no toes flexed at all. So ba ba, both 1 and 2 down is the middle note.
His toes understand what to do to make the sound.
So most of my things live in 5 because there's 5. 5 is very commonly found on the body. It seems.
Is you find that your brain just sort of that's like at idle. Car is on.
That's the revving.
Car's on, but you're in park. You're sort of that's the revving for you.
That's kind of going all the time.
That's so interesting.
Like all the time.
I'm trying to think of what my idol is.
The weekend you said.
I love the weekend.
This is explains why you drive in silence.
Perhaps.
Yeah, because
Oh,
your
yeah.
brain's activated. You're sort of like thinking through various stuff. I think that's why honestly I listen to podcasts is like sometimes and why I've tried to stop listening to podcasts recently in the car and listen to music.
Except for this one.
Except for this one. Listen to this one. But because my brain, when a podcast is happening, is focusing on the words, and when music is happening, is focusing on my own thoughts. And so if I'm in like a more anxious or depressive spiral and I listen to music, it's not comforting for me to listen to music in the car.
Right, because you're going to
I'm
think
spiraling.
your brain goes on an
Right.
adventure.
My brain goes on
Yeah.
a little adventure.
Right. So I
wondering about all the bad things
I
that
agree
can
with
happen.
that. Like,
and then
yeah.
But if it's a podcast, I focus on that. And
Right.
It's easier to kind of like be like, all right, like music. People are
Oh,
talking.
I'm learning about this. That's interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question for you guys that branches off of something you just said. Music. When you listen to it, what are you hearing? And I'll give you more. Is that I don't hear lyrics in a song until
Months.
a year later,
Yeah.
like, right? And
Yeah.
I just, that's not the way that I experience music. I feel it. I hear the melody and I listen to the, like, one of my favorite things to do is to just be listening to a song and then go bass. And then you like hear the dong, dong, dong.
Oh,
dong.
wow.
And you're like, your brain
Trying
like
to isolate,
zeroes in on it and you isolate the different sound. I love doing that. But I was talking to Desiree about a song, the Chapel Roan song that I really love.
Yeah, it's
and at the end, she does that like is stop the world, cause like she slows down the
Try to fight the feeling.
She slows down the rhythm. Like it like almost feels like a record like spinning. And I'm like, I love it so much. And I wish she then went into like a 2-minute version of that because it's so cool. Like I want a whole new song to begin. And she's like, well, yeah, but like it doesn't make sense because the lyrics are, I don't even remember them at this point. It's like stop the world from
to
turning.
Stop the feeling or
to stop,
something?
stop the world to stop the feeling.
Yeah.
So that's what she did. And then the song's over. I'm like, oh, I wasn't listening to that. I wasn't.
You were just listening to the melody
I
slowing.
was just listening to like the music of it because I've heard the song only a handful of times. And she was saying, no, she's lyrics first. Taylor Swift comes out, like that is, she's listening to the lyrics.
Yeah.
She will download and read the lyrics before the song is even out. And she'll read along. Whereas I'm like, I'll have albums that I've listened to for 15 years and I'll be like, oh, that's what this is.
Yeah, no, I feel that way where I feel like the music comes first to me. And I think that listening to lyrics first is tough because a lot of lyrics are of amazing songs would make bad poetry.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Like so many songs I love, I'm like, this fucking bops. Like I love the way it makes me feel and the lyrics and everything work together. But if you just read the lyrics, you'd be like, this is kind of like cliche. Like just because of the function of, you know, if you're trying to make some lyrics make you want to sing along and dance and whatever. And sometimes if you just were to read that in isolation,
it's tough. I think that pop music, I listen to the lyrics because I think they're really hinged on lyrics. And maybe some rock bands, I probably don't care as much about the lyrics, but also lyrics aren't mixed as importantly as pop lyrics are. Like pop lyrics sit on top. You listen to Olivia Rodrigo, you can hear every lyric she says pretty perfectly. But then you listen to even like
even something more soulful like Boy Genius, which I love, is it's more about the feeling and like the music. The lyrics are beautiful, but they're not mixed as hot.
Like what the hell is Bon Iver saying?
Yeah, who the hell
who knows? No way to know. I would not go in for lyrics with that.
No.
But even like Nirvana, like historically, was no one could understand anything they were saying. Right? Because that wasn't the important part of the genre. Is grunge. It's about the sound, but pop I think is very about lyrics and image and pop star and who is this person, and the thing that young people connect to really well is words.
Yeah, right.
So I think that when I'm listening to pop music, I often do listen to lyrics first because it seems like it's served to me to listen to that way. When I'm listening to the new Vampire Weekend album, I couldn't tell you any lyrics I heard on that whole album, but I loved it.
No, yeah.
So fucking good.
Like I hear new Chaperone songs, I'm kind of lyric forward because that's what's being served to me is the most important part of the mix.
And her cadence singing the lyrics is so fucking fun.
Yeah.
And like the way that she like commands the lyrics is really awesome. It's not like somebody like Bon Iver or Osier, again, beautiful lyrics, but they're letting the lyrics.
The singing is an instrument for them.
Exactly.
And the lyrics are also there.
And my realization of just verbalizing that made me realize like, oh, that actually explains the music that I gravitate to and also explains why some people don't. Like when I'll play for certain friends, I'm like, how are you not hearing and feeling this? And like the French horn rips on the Vampire Weekend album, like, how are you not like, and because you're like, because he hasn't said a fucking word in the last. By the way, Ezra Koenig, I will say for the record, does have some poetry ass lyrics. He's got some good shit in there.
He's great. People say I look like him sometimes.
That's cool.
People say I look like him sometimes.
He is a handsome man.
They were saying it when I was in college. They were saying that.
How long ago was that?
I guess if I really slice it was 9 years ago.
I by default, whenever you say something, I'm like, okay, I'm supposed to take the antagonist. But I will say, Baby Boy Miles, I can kind of...
With a shaved face?
Yeah, I can see that. I can make this work.
Swoopy hair that I had in college?
You know he's married to Rashida Jones?
Really?
I didn't know that.
They have a kid together. All right, I don't know if they're married, but they have a kid together. And then she is the daughter of Quincy Jones, which other people also don't realize. Yeah. So now you have the grandchild of Quincy Jones and I don't know if it's the son or daughter of Ezra Koenig together. That's going to be and Rashida's kid, that's going to be a cool fucking kid.
Yeah, it's a musical baby.
I will protect that Nepo baby with my full chest.
Wow.
Legalize Nepo baby.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
At least decriminalize them.
Decriminalize the Nepo babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some Reddit stories.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
I'm
We like
excited.
that.
Let's go.
I
Taking
found
Shane
some-
Top's
It's always
lunch.
a safe place to dive
That's
in.
right. I mean, 30 minutes in, but
Rainie sent this to us just before we started recording, and I'm so fucking relieved that this is Am I the Asshole? Because when you sent us a document that just said Reddit, I was like, oh no, we're going to find things out about
Mean
what
articles.
people think about us that I don't want to know.
Yeah.
No.
You guys aren't on Reddit? You're not sort of perusing around there? Enjoying it?
What's on Reddit?
all right. Zach, can you read the pasta sauce story?
I would love to. The pasta sauce. Okay, quote. Okay, this sounds dumb, but hear me out. I've always been a picky eater, especially when it comes to tomatoes. Ever since I was a kid, my dad would make my spaghetti different from the rest of the house. I like having an essence of the sauce flavor on the noodles, but not the overpowering flavor having noodles bathed in sauce creates. Here's where it gets a bit odd. My dad would separate my spaghetti from the family's after putting the sauce on, and then would rinse the sauce off with the sink and strainer. I love noodles like this, as it is a nice subtle tomato vibe given to the mild spaghetti. This keeps going. That's wild.
That's rough.
There's no way that you're keeping the sauce. Dude, she thinks that the tomato sauce is seeping inside the pasta.
Maybe they cook it where they cook the last 2 minutes of the pasta in the pasta sauce.
You're being
That's the way people do it. I'm
You're being hopeful. You're being hopeful.
No, she says that they make the pasta and then they rinse it.
And then my dad would separate spaghetti from the families after putting the sauce on. Would not suggest they cook it in the sauce. So.
Yeah, okay, so fucking weird. My 20 boyfriend, okay, so she's 20, boyfriend 26. My boyfriend has known about this since we first started dating. He always told me my food habits were cute. We have been dating for almost 3 years now and moved in together at the beginning of the panini so we could be in lockdown together. Ever since we moved in together, he insisted on taking charge of cooking and all cooking-related tasks, parentheses, dishes, grocery shopping, etc.
He
End
said he
parents.
wanted to take charge of all of that?
And he assigned me the role of cleaning the bulk of the apartment. We split other tasks pretty much 50-50 too.
Well, to be fair, he's the head chef doing all the cooking and cleaning for all the dishes, making all the meals, and she's like vacuuming, wiping down the rest of the apartment.
Yeah.
I feel like
I think
that's
it's a good
probably
trade.
pretty
I
even,
just
actually.
the way that it was presented is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to me, Zach.
He took over. Everything was perfect, and he always seemed to be making noodles the way I liked them when we had them. This was until last week when we last had spaghetti. We ate everything. We ate.
Go ahead.
So sorry,
One more
guys.
time. One more time.
Jesus, Zach.
Take it back.
We ate, and everything was good. But afterwards, he started teasing me, saying things like, "Huh, you really liked your pasta with an essence of tomato. And how was your tomato essence, babe?"
Yeah.
Always using finger quotes around that word, essence. After a few comments, I felt something was off, and I asked him if he had done anything differently with tonight's noodles. Oh, this is, by the way, very good detective here. She found that something was off.
Yeah, right.
If he had done anything differently with tonight's noodles than he usually does, and he started laughing. When he finally stopped laughing, he told me the whole truth while smirking. He said, "I didn't do anything different than I usually do. I have never been making it the way you requested."
J'accuse.
Apparently, the entire time we've been living together, he's just been skipping the pasta sauce on my noodles entirely. He claimed that if I didn't notice for this long, then it shouldn't matter that he's making dinner in a way that's easier for him. I disagree entirely. I think the lying was a huge breach of trust, and so was the refusal to make dinner how I wanted. I have admittedly been acting passive-aggressive to him since. But he thinks he did nothing wrong, that I'm overreacting, and that I need to let it go. Am I the asshole?
Okay.
So much to unpackage.
Did Reddit just eat this woman alive?
Yeah.
Okay. So first,
Clearly.
yeah, it's tough.
Her family babied her too much with the way that they were doing her nonsense pasta, because the dad should have been like, "I'll just give it to you without sauce."
I'm gonna.
Or you can rinse it yourself. As a child who grew up with parents who we ate pasta a lot, if one of us wanted it different, you just do it yourself because that's weird.
What age? I could see humoring this up until middle school.
Yeah. You're like, hey, if you want your pasta like that, I put it to the side. You can strain it.
I want to go ahead and say a disclaimer.
You did this.
No.
Disclaimer, I'm Italian and I take this
seriously. Everyone listening can eat pasta however they would goddamn like to.
Yes, absolutely.
Go ahead and fucking eat raw pasta covered in fish for all I care.
Stick it between your toes.
However, if there's no allergy, there's no, it makes me vomit, there's no, I have a mental block about salad. In that context, I think this is totally fine.
It's totally fine.
And people's eccentricities and little things that make them funny are, I think, fine to tease from your loved ones.
So wait, I want to know what you're saying here. So you're saying it's fine that she eats pasta in this weird way.
That's fine.
Right.
Who cares? Right?
So
she can do whatever she wants. However,
However,
she didn't know. So it's fine that she eats pasta. However, you're asking your partner to cook something and what you want is noodles that have been rinsed. What you want is rinsed noodles. That's the end goal. Then how we get to rinsed noodles, we can get there in any goddamn way we please.
Is it a violation to feed someone something that you've been lying about?
Yeah, that I have to say, I have the unpopular opinion. I kind of don't think. I think he's kind of an asshole.
So if he's like,
Cut it?
No, don't cut it. Okay. No, I'm curious about that opinion.
Well, I think she asked for something specific, and he wanted to do the cooking, and he's doing this as like his part of being in the household, and he did explicitly not what she wanted and lied about it. And I think it is like really obnoxious to have rinsed noodles, and I think that's like a little wild. But I also think it's like this is just not the world's biggest problem. Let her eat noodles.
Let her eat noodles.
Rinsed noodles.
But
yes.
I think what happened was one day he was like, I'm running short on fumes here. End of a long day. I'm making us fucking meals.
She won't even know.
She probably won't. Oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't do the thing where I put her noodle and then to the side. Like I just put them all in. Let me just say that I did it.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then she didn't notice, and he was like, "Oh, okay." So she doesn't
actually know what it tastes like to not have rinsed noodles.
She doesn't actually care.
She can't taste the difference.
About
which there actually there's a difference if you were to rinse the noodles because the starch on the noodles, they tell you not to rinse your noodles after you boil them because there's starch that stays on the outside of the noodle that helps hold on to the pasta sauce. And if you rinse them, the pasta sauce will not cling to the noodles as well.
That's right.
So there is a difference. When you rinse those noodles, you are rinsing off some extra starch. Is that a tasteable difference? I don't know. But there is actually a difference in unrinsed versus rinsed noodles because there is starch that might get rinsed off. And I guess you're adding more tap minerals to that pasta at the last moment.
I also like, to me, that's a good point, right? You're adding tap minerals.
You're adding minerals from the tap water.
Yeah.
That particular flavor.
Yeah.
To me, it's almost, what's the word? It's almost wedding vow speech related.
What do you mean by
saying
that?
this is fodder?
This is fodder.
Oh, yeah.
For vows. Like, sweetie, I know that you love it this way, and that's why I've let you believe that this, because it matters to me that you feel good in your home, and I love your eccentricities, but I got to tell you, not once have I put the tomato sauce on there, but I love you so much that I let you
Miles,
believe
you're
it.
insane. If
I think it's the
that
other
was
way
said
around. I think it'd be like, and I
Jaw
will keep
drop.
making your pasta your stupid way for the rest of our lives. That's the
what
way
it has to be.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't think that it's because.
Miles, how many times have you gotten married?
That's right. That's a good point. I guess I'm also like, it depends on the context of if every time she ate the noodles, if she was like, and just to check, you put sauce on these and then you rinsed them.
Right.
If he was lying every time, then that's wrong. However, if she just got her bald noodles and slurped them down and was just like, oh yeah, these are my noodles, how I usually get them. Yeah. And he had changed the recipe in the kitchen and they weren't discussing it, then I kind of think that that's fine.
Am I allowed to say both assholes?
Yeah, that's what Reddit says.
Yeah.
Okay, because you, Ms. Pasta Lover, like, there's a time to
to put down your sword.
Grow up a little bit here, and
People are
realize
sensitive about this.
Well,
This seems to be the biggest issue in your relationship. You need to get over it.
it could. Well, actually, and actually, you bring up a point. Like there could be other things going on where maybe this is something that like she needs to feel comfortable and it helps her eat. So there could be factors here that we don't understand. I'm assuming that she's just a baby about it, but so maybe that is fair. Maybe we shouldn't critique that. I think he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Not because he not. I'm going to tell you why. Not
Because he laughed in her face.
because he did it with
Malice, perhaps?
malice and a little bit of like he. Okay.
You idiot.
If it was okay, I'm going to paint you a scenario here. We're about to get complicated.
Okay, I love this.
The pasta sauce.
Same story.
Yep.
He breaks down crying.
She's doing all the cooking and cleaning, and it's a dude who has like a bad, like it's the same thing, but the gender roles are reversed. I think we side with her.
Huh.
Because it's like, I think that to me, if it's like, okay, yeah, the girlfriend is doing all the cooking and all the cleaning.
Interesting.
And the guy's like, yeah, can you put the sauce on, like, and then take it off? I think that we're garnering
projecting our gender assumptions.
perceived assholedom because it's like, what a mean boyfriend playing a prank on his girlfriend.
Miles, I want to say perhaps and honestly, thank you for your continued efforts to dismantle the patriarchy. We
That's
love
right.
you.
Thank
You're
you.
a really good ally,
Thank you, Zach.
and thank you so much for that. It's the fact that he took this moment to be like, I've been fucking with you the whole time. That makes me go, little bit of a jerk way to
Yeah.
deliver that.
It's a little bit. I think,
That's
yes.
fair.
If she had said, if he had said, honey, I have to be honest. I haven't been making you dinner the way you wanted me to. I've just been skipping a step. Baby, I'm sorry. And you didn't notice. And it's just been saving me time in the kitchen. And I'm sorry that I haven't been doing it the way you wanted. But you can't tell the difference. And I just think it saves me a little bit of time. And that little bit of time has just been really helping me get through the day. And I love you so much. And I'll never do it again. I'm sorry. Would that have changed it?
Yeah, I would change it.
That would change everything.
I think that, no, then they should break up.
I'm going to say I don't think these two are lasting.
No, if your relationship, and by the way, I don't think they're lasting because her sensitivity around the food is so intense that his sensitivity is not matched with it.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, it's like if she was like, oh, I can't believe you've been doing that. Like
Yeah.
I thought the whole time, oh my gosh, then that's like a good match.
Yep.
But because their sensitivities are not aligned, they should not be together.
Yeah.
And another thing. No, I was going to say, what the fuck was I going to say? It was really good to say.
Damn,
It's gone.
missed the slam dunk.
Miles,
I was about to.
You
I
were
was
about to tell her that you would never treat her that way, and that
I would never treat her that way. And actually, baby, this is not the one that got away. No, here's what I was going to say. The right thing to do, in my opinion, again, it all depends on how comfortable people are with like their own eccentricities. So to me, I'm let's say I'm that boyfriend, and I'm like, this is a little silly, right? Like, and it is a little silly. Like, it's a silly thing to do.
It's a little silly.
I'm that boyfriend. I go, okay, look, you got your preference. I totally understand that, whatever. Blind taste test.
hell yeah.
Yes.
I make one, make it a fun little game.
Yeah.
You know, be like, let's do blind taste test. Not in an asshole way, but in like a let's have a fun night.
Let's have a fun night.
This is fun. Like,
Ooh, I'm
okay,
on
get the noodles.
board.
And also I'm gonna do it too. I wonder if I can taste the difference between these noodles.
Yeah.
And make it a fun little game. And that's how we explore this facet of their relationship / personality.
Yeah.
I can't not hear everything as a future soundboard bite.
Oh,
So
boy.
just when Miles went, I'm that boyfriend.
I'm that boyfriend.
I just immediately heard, I'm that boyfriend.
I'm that boyfriend. So slowed down. I'm that boyfriend.
All right, let's do one
I
more.
wonder if this girl just also like their parents just bought bad pasta sauce when she was a child and she didn't like that flavor, because there's definitely a difference in like good and not good pasta
Fry
sauces.
foods you hate again.
Yeah,
You
big
grow
believer in
up
that.
and
Once
your
a
taste buds
year.
change. Every 7 years, your taste buds change entirely. There
Once
are
a
foods
year.
that I couldn't
Yeah.
fucking stand as a kid, and now I can't get enough of them. I'm slurping them down.
Mhm.
That's right. If it's not a crime or a slime, being outside of your comfort zone is good.
Interesting
Or
quote. Did you
slime.
just come up with that?
I just came
No,
up
that
with it.
was Thomas.
That was
Newton.
Descartes.
That was Edison.
But no, yeah, being outside your comfort zone is good if it's not a crime or a
Yes.
slime.
Or a slime.
Meaning a sticky situation.
sticky sitch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Zach, will you read the bedroom equalizer?
Oh,
Zach's
sorry,
the official
guys.
narrator, I guess.
Wow,
today.
looks like Zach
I got
just-
to do
Oh,
this
Zach
smut.
again? Oh, okay, Rainie. I
Sorry.
auditioned for the part, but I did not receive the role.
Sounds like Zach
I
was
got to
so
play
good
the
the
smut
first
game,
time.
man.
Yeah, that's right. Last week, Keith was playing smart.
I need that phone back.
Sounds like Zach.
I need to get.
Rainie, maybe you want to give Keith the phone real quick? See
I
if
need
we
to
can.
fuck Grayson.
We did promise more.
Oh, I will happily click through. I still only have 24 fucking diamonds. They know what they're doing to me. I'm on lesson 3 and I still haven't. Last time
it's
after
called
lesson
edging,
1, I got
Keith.
extra diamonds
called
for no reason. They didn't give me extra diamonds this time.
It's called Edging Keith. Read a book.
She's coming back.
Ahem. The bedroom equalizer.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna get right to it. 25 female talking about 28 male. My boyfriend likes to be called daddy. In bed
Rainie.
in bed while we're being intimate.
Uh-oh.
This is crazy that Sarah wrote in to talk about Miles.
Oh, my God. Hey, Zach, let's have a sync after this.
I've obliged this request. Oh man. Okay.
It starts serious and it gets light.
Okay. I'm just gonna get to it. My boyfriend likes to be called daddy in the bed while we're being intimate. I've obliged to this request, but it's starting to creep me out, and I've decided I don't want to do it anymore. He is not happy with this, and
I am not pleased with the new decision to
They're
not
in
call
the-
me daddy.
they're in the middle of it. Like, you gotta say the thing. You gotta say the thing, or I can't do the thing. Please, Sarah. Please
Say it out loud.
You have to say it.
Daddy.
Oh, thank God.
What sparkles?
Oh, fuck.
What sparkles in the sunlight?
Why did you wait so long? Don't ever do that again.
Oh my God.
You know that I need it.
This is a nightmare.
He's not happy with this and insists it has nothing to do with the connotation of the word. He just simply enjoys hearing me say it. Okay, I want to put a pause there. I want to hear the different ways that we say daddy that might, I don't know, get the people going.
Daddy.
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 I think it's probably like this dude's. Well, I'll let you.
Daddy. Daddy.
I have some thoughts about.
Daddy.
Daddy.
Dada.
Daddy. There's a nice like it's got a nice, I get it.
Paige is about to fuck a roommate, I think.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Keith is back on the slut.
minute.
The slut. The slut.
Came
what
back,
was I
her
saying?
roommate was reading a smut book. It's very weird
Smut.
to read a smut about someone reading smut.
Whoa.
Seems like they're either both going to diddle themselves together or do more.
Wow.
That's what
That's
it
a
seems.
turn I wasn't expecting.
Okay, guys,
Yep.
this has a good turn over here. This is
Okay,
fun.
I'll be back in your story in a moment.
Since he wasn't budging on the issue, I told him I'd like for him to call me Grandma in bed as a compromise. He didn't like this option and said it was giving him visuals he would prefer not to have. Like, okay, join the fucking club. Anyway, the last time he tried to initiate intimacy with me, I referred to myself as Grandma in the third person. Do you like it when Grandma does that?
It's kind of funny.
Etc. This girl rocks.
Yeah, it's funny.
And he flew off the handles.
Oh.
Said I ruined the mood, made him feel gross, and I was being ridiculous. I think I proved my point, but he thinks I'm being an asshole. So, am I the asshole?
Absolutely not.
No, you
I
rock.
think- I
You're the
think
coolest
that-
fucking person ever. You rock.
I think your comment about how they don't have the same
Yeah,
sense
same
of humor
sensitivity.
and
Yeah, sense of
sensitivities,
humor.
I think that's the issue here. They're
Yeah.
not right for each other.
No, because to me that's
She is
so
ridiculing something that he cares about.
funny. Right.
And she's hilarious.
Right.
She's absolutely
Oh,
hilarious.
Grandma likes it when you do it. Like that's hilarious.
But it
to me.
is ultimately, I think, mean spirited. And if she isn't down to that kind of intimacy, then they
Yeah.
shouldn't be together.
To me, like real emotional closeness comes from being able to make light of your eccentricities. Like if you feel comfortable enough, you can be like, yeah, I like this like weird little thing, and like being close enough with someone that they understand you fundamentally, that you can be like, I know it's like wacky, or like make jokes about it. To me, that's like one of the ways that I feel like emotional intimacy is, if it's really good, you're able to do that. A lot of people aren't able to do that, and if you're in the wrong relationship, you definitely can't do that because you have like bad faith that the person actually understands you. So you can't make light of those things. So like this guy's like, what do you mean, Grandma? Like saying daddy's important to me. And it's like, yeah, but that's insane. Anything also around like,
Yeah, if you don't want to do it.
If you don't want to do it, your partner can't be demanding and also flying off the handle as a phrase. Break up with that dude immediately.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do if I were called daddy in a serious way, in a sexual way. I don't know that I would react well.
I feel like
I would laugh.
Porny thing.
Keith, can I grab my phone, actually?
No, I'm actually still. No. I got to. They want me to fucking pay to fuck my roommate.
Pay. Wait.
Whoa, really?
I still don't have enough money. It's still 25 diamonds.
We can fuck your roommate.
Yes.
Keith.
It seems like it. We have to buy diamonds.
So we can fuck anybody in this game.
This podcast is really taking a turn.
I can see you're worried behind your eyes.
No.
A little bit.
I thought this was gonna be like an either or. I thought it was gonna be like, oh
No,
Grayson,
everybody's trying to proposition me all the time, and I'm gonna have to be like, give you my diamonds, or the options are show me what you've got, and I'm going to sleep.
show them what you
Show me what
got.
we got. It's 25 fucking diamonds. I only got
Oh,
24.
Is that her or is that us?
That's us.
And we're in a yellow
Is the
number.
roommate
The roommate's also very attractive.
cool?
Yeah.
Is he buffer than Grayson?
Hey.
She, first of all,
Wow, Zach.
is hot as heck.
Whoa.
She does seem strong.
Wow.
Egg on your face, huh?
I mean, no. This is an exciting development.
So I don't know what to do here, Rainie, and I
I'm actually really excited.
there's not enough diamonds, and I feel like we're just gonna keep teasing ourselves. What happens when I spend those 25 diamonds? Do you think we actually do anything, or do you think I'm immediately
Tease.
met with another paywall?
It's a red herring,
I
right?
bet you kiss.
Yeah,
And
right.
then you go like, oh,
This is too much.
I hope we do this again.
Yeah, and then it's like
50 diamonds.
50 more diamonds. You want to see what's under my shirt? That's what it is, right?
Sounds like she's got a gun. I'm going to see what's under my
Want to
shirt.
see what I got?
I have a sword.
Keith, I want you to drop $60 right now out
You
of
get
that,
a lot of diamonds for
out of that
35.
fatty wallet that you always carry around in your
Have
pocket.
you guys ever paid for a mobile game, period? Have you paid,
No.
have you paid for the Candy Crush
Never.
at all?
No,
Never.
but
I think I did pay for Candy Crush one time because I was desperate. I was
more
like,
lives.
I simply must play a little bit more Candy Crush.
Yeah.
we did a mobile ad for the channel, and Rachel had to play the game to learn it and to know how we could what we were gonna film, and she got to the game and started paying money.
Oh no.
So fucking funny. That's
She was like, well, I just gotta speed run this so I can learn. And then she's playing, and she's like, I've dropped like $80.
That's awesome.
80 is a lot.
Was
I-
it Best Fiends?
They don't. Yeah, what happened to those motherfuckers?
They were
know,
really
they were
paying
really
us a lot of
loving
money
us.
for a while.
I'm still playing the game. They got me for life. It's a
Man.
good game to play on the airplane.
They'd always, every time we did an ad read, they're like, tell them what level you're on. I'm like, the same fucking level as last time.
I played it. I
82.
got in because
I know you did.
you need one puzzle game in life, and I just said, sure, why not make this the one, because they're paying us to talk about it. So I made it my one. But I
They're
really
not
do play
paying
it.
us anymore.
I know, but I still play it because I don't want to start a new game.
Good point. So they should pay us again.
I'm at level like 435.
Holy shit. You were playing Kitten Made Mobile for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I am an investor.
Oh, that's right.
They made that for me. What is Kitten Made Mobile?
It's the game I made you read a fake ad for.
yeah. I knew it sounded familiar.
I made Zach read a fake ad read for a TikTok once, and it was for a game called Kitten Made Mobile.
That was a good
Josie
prank.
Melons. It's like a horny cat made game that I made up for Zach's pleasure.
All right, let's do a speed run.
Do you need Zach to read them, or can I get the role?
Oh, you can get the role.
Are we reading the milk swap or the horny wife?
Horny
the
wife, horny wife,
or the
horny wife.
lasagna thief?
Everybody wants
I
horny
think
wife.
Keith clearly has a preference.
Horny wife.
All right, is it
It's
going
gonna
to
be more salacious. We're salacious in our salacious tripod era. We're playing porn games.
I know.
We're reading smut about.
I feel
daddy.
like we are become like gambling addicts. We're like, he's like grinding this smut game. We're
I
like,
need more
come on,
fucking
we gotta
time."
read the Reddit stories. Like,
We're
we
behind the
become like a red pilled fucking hellhole. All right, the horny wife. This is the next. Am I the asshole?
Miles, you're screaming.
I was screaming too, to be fair.
So my 28 female. I'm 28 female. My husband is 31 male. Had to spend 2 months in a different state for work. He came back 9 days ago, and I'm obviously thrilled he's back, and I've missed him a lot. I was hoping he would be able to spend some time together with just the two of us. However, his mom, 56 female,
is
I
a
feel like we didn't
horny
need to know
wife.
how old she was. Came over when
we didn't need to know her age.
we didn't know 56 female. Like it's like as if yeah, she's a mom. Okay. Came over when he was supposed to come home. I was slightly annoyed, but I know she was just excited for her son to be back. However, she never left. Like I was prepared to deal with her being there for a day or two, but not 9 days.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Oof.
Because she's been here for 9 days. We haven't had a second of time together. She insists on staying here instead of a hotel. For the record, she lives an hour away.
What? Just drive an hour
That's
away.
fucking psycho.
I drive an hour
That's
gone for 2
insane.
months?
Wait. She's staying over 9 days and she lives
An hour away.
in the same fucking area code?
That's really stupid. The guest room is right next to ours and the walls are thin. When the two of us go out, she comes with us. Oh, or makes us one of us stay with her because otherwise we would be bad hosts.
No.
She follows us around the house constantly. We want to cuddle and watch movies and she's sitting in the armchair. We want to go to a romantic restaurant. Better make that table for 3. We have even left her in the living room to go chat in our room and she follows us. Earlier
Mom,
today, I
get
just
outta here.
asked her to leave. Even though both of us have been hinting that she needs to go, she kept saying she wasn't ready to go yet and wanted more time with her son. I tried telling her we wanted some alone time, and she kept insisting that she join us. Finally, I snapped and said, since you seem to be oblivious, I will put this bluntly. I want to fuck your son.
Really
If you don't want to see or hear,
Then you need to leave.
Then you need to leave. I know this wasn't the classiest response ever, but I was frustrated. Anyway, she yelled at me, but eventually left. We finally got to have our alone time. But now she's blowing up both our phones, saying that I'm disgusting and have no respect for her son, or myself. She keeps telling my husband that he shouldn't be with someone so crude. How dare he let her speak to me like that? I'm sure you get the idea. I know what I said was really inappropriate, but am I the asshole? And there's an edit.
You're not. Yeah,
No.
Should I read the edit after we discuss?
Yeah.
So yeah, not the asshole at all.
At all.
Obviously,
Not at all.
especially they're married. It's their house. It's their life.
If you're not if you are not able to be physically affectionate, I don't mean fucking on the couch, but like if you could, she seemed like she couldn't even cuddle with her
Seems
husband.
like they couldn't go talk in another room.
That's
just to be
crazy.
like, tell me about your time away from me. Like, what were your stories that you can only tell me and not your mom? Like,
Yeah, I'm surprised that because to me there's several steps before you yell, but also it seems like none of them would have worked or did work with this mother. Like to me, I'd be like, hey, we're gonna do a date night. Like we'll see you later, or like, hey, me and Gerald are gonna go on a walk.
Yeah.
Or
hey, we packed up your stuff. Bye. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. Like it's also your house. I don't think she needed to say, I want to fuck your son. That's kind of unhinged.
Yeah.
Then she was just at
she must have been
wit's end.
frustrated.
She was at wit's end. She could have said, what she should have said? So we're going to have a very intimate evening,
It seemed like she might have said something like that. She seems like she said, "There's like we try to make hints that we wanted some time alone,
Right.
and like she was like, we'd like to spend tonight alone together."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I'll be there." It's like she's not getting it. She's not getting it.
you
I want
gotta
to
go.
fuck your son.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hear it or see it, you gotta go.
You got to
Yeah.
go. Hear it or
I don't
see
think
it.
she's the asshole. And I think that the only reason we're even thinking a little bit that she's an asshole is because she's so nice that she's trying to tell on herself because she's considerate of other people in a way that this mama ain't.
Respectful queen.
Yeah. You kick her out of the house and you fuck that son.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, you're going to have a bad relationship with your mother-in-law forever. And,
That's fine though.
Yeah.
You're not married to your mother-in-law.
Honestly, that might be helpful if she's not going to want to stay there as often.
Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. Her
Lean
son
in.
can go see her. There's an edit here. It says, after reading these comments, I will definitely let my husband know he needs to step up. By the way, that's a really
Yeah,
good
100%.
point.
He should
He
have
should have done it.
Mom, you gotta go.
Yeah, he should be standing up to his mother.
Yeah, wait, absolutely. And fucking shame on us for not even thinking about that. Yes, it is absolutely the role to step in
of
between
the person who's the family member directly.
because you can talk to them in a way that like your spouse kind of it's best to kind of keep a neutral,
Right.
always positive
You've spent
relationship.
your entire life knowing this other person, so it's your responsibility.
Yep.
Exactamundo, Keith. Well said.
Hey,
Thank
well
you.
said, Exactamundo.
Thank you.
Exactamundo, big guy. I agree that it should have been him who made her leave. I love him to death and want to be accommodating to his fear of making her angry. She's nasty when she's angry and will turn his
I bet.
whole family against him.
I
However,
bet.
he needs to set boundaries.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whole family
Best of luck
against
to
him.
you.
Best of luck to you, horny wife.
28 female.
28 female, 36 male.
Ooh, that one, that pissed me off.
Yeah,
Pete,
to
where
me
you
it's
at with them diamonds?
Oh no,
She's got her phone back.
Rainie, what the fuck?
Hey,
I'm just kidding. Okay, I know
Honestly,
Zach would love this game.
phone back. I can't play my game anymore.
honestly, guys, I think that Keith needed to have the phone taken away from him.
Honestly,
He was acting a little irate.
I couldn't stop tapping and
Yeah, the
blowing
tapping and
through the
humming's the
story to
least of
see
his
what-
issues now.
what-
Now
what-
he's itching.
That's right. He's itching.
I did want to know what happened.
I wonder. I feel like you probably have to pay to get a kiss because you didn't even kiss anybody.
No,
right?
I've done nothing.
This is
Yeah,
the same
it's a
episode where we
scam.
talked vulnerably about OCD. We're not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
We're not talking back about the porn game from last week.
What
Now the title will
or-
just be Porn Game Part 2.
Or
Porn
alternatively,
game part
7 weeks ago. I don't know, and depending on when these come out in context to each
That's
other.
What do we call it? Porn game parentheses featuring John Green story.
That's pretty
That'll
good.
go viral. I do worry. I mean, this is just in the weeds, but that we'll get like blacklisted from YouTube if we use the word porn.
The word porn.
Oh, you know what you can do? Asterisk with the O.
Ah.
That's how it works for me every time.
All right. Well, if you need advice,
Oh, and trust me, y'all
do.
Trust me, y'all do.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh fuck, I did have good advice. Remember when I said?
Miles, you had it. No, you
no,
can't
I
have
think I
lost
wrote it in my notes.
No,
hang on.
no. Oh, I've been looking forward to it all
Hang on.
episode.
It's advice that'll go for miles. Tune it to your radio station. It's advice that'll go for miles. Everyone get ready, Miles Nation. Miles Nation, go. It's advice that'll go for miles. Advice that'll go for miles.
I want to fuck your son.
Podcast
Oh, I
audience,
found
hang
it.
on.
Okay. What's up, Miles Nation? How's everyone doing tonight? I wish you the best.
Yeah.
Baby, you're the best around. Nothing ain't going to keep me down. You. I am going to give you a tip on how to live your life better. Do you want to know your space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, map, find me a map. Dora the fucking Explorer.
Soundboard. Put that on the soundboard.
What is it?
Put that on the soundboard, please.
Have you ever been like, fuck, where do I go tonight? Shit's actually going to be crazy tonight. Well, boy, have I got a tip for you, fuckers. I'm traveling recently, coming up. And I'm about to give you a life hack / life sack / hacky sack that's going to get you there, that's going to get you to travel with ultimate maximum efficiency and allow you to discover your city from the palm of your hams.
Oh.
Oh.
Googie Maps.
Okay, I'm with you.
What do you mean?
Mhm.
What do you
I
mean you're
knew
with
exactly.
him?
Rainie's on board. Okay. Rainie's invited to the Googie Maps
I
party.
use Google Maps. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, but he's using it like a boomer.
Who
The
doesn't
new
use
way to
Google?
What do you
use
mean?
Googie Maps is by creating a list.
Oh.
I'm traveling to
The-
Tokyo
The
soon.
oldest news in the
Shut
history
the
of news.
fuck up, Zach. I'm tired of your shit. So, Zach's like, well, I used Google Maps to travel to my college. Boomer alert. The new way to use Google Maps is to create a little list and customize the emoji that the list is going to be Gavin.
Mm-hmm.
So, Gavin Belson.
Very nice reference
What
to
do you mean?
Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I was like, what is that reference from? I just remember the name.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm going to Tokyo, and I was like, well, I got a ton of recommendations. I got like a spreadsheet from a friend, and there's another recommended guide for Kyoto and Tokyo. We're coming up really soon. We're super excited. I've never been. And
Are you taking baby?
No. My
about-
parents are
okay.
coming to LA. They're spending time with
Oh.
Julian, and we're going for 9 days to Tokyo. And he has
Wow,
daycare
that's
and
awesome.
stuff
That's
too.
exciting.
So between my parents and daycare, and
Yeah.
then my other mother-in-law, they'll
Yes.
have baby
You got a team.
baby team.
You got a
Avengers.
team.
Exactly. So me and Sarah are doing like a romantic little vacay in Tokyo, and through all these recommendations, I was like, how am I going to fucking plan all this shit? It's too much. Like, I don't really want to come up with like a day-to-day itinerary of like 9 a.m. we do this, 10 a.m. we do this. Like that feels too structured to me. So what I ended up doing was I made a list and I added to the Google Maps every single restaurant, coffee shop, museum, shrine that was recommended to me or was on like the top list.
That's a great idea.
And they all have the same little like shooting star emoji thing. So when you look at Google Maps, when we're in Tokyo and we're like walking around, I can go, let me pull it up. I'll pull up the map. And then around us, I'll see all the places that were recommended. And then we can select from proximity. If we go to like one of the shrines, oh, what's near this that was recommended to us? Oh, this place is right here. Like, let's just walk by.
great.
I think you can even further customize it to sort the icons by type.
Oh, very
You can do shooting stars for the activities you want to do.
Right. Yeah,
you can do
right. Yeah.
little sushi for
a little ham.
the food.
Honestly, I may do that when I get home.
Place.
That's a really
Yeah.
good idea.
Anytime someone gives me a recommendation or like, it just goes right to my favorites
Yeah.
in Google. And I'll be like,
cool.
months later, I'll be in Pasadena and be like, why did I have something starred here? I'm like, oh, I guess someone told me this restaurant was great.
Yeah. And you can even add a little, bye Keith, love you. And you can even have it a little label so it's like the restaurant, but then like for all the there's a thing called Bib Gourmand that is it's like the Michelin star equivalent of this is an affordable restaurant that is rated by Michelin but isn't like a Michelin star place. So all of the Bib Gourmand recommendations, which there was like 14 or 15 in Tokyo, I starred all of those. So we can be like, oh, this is like a great Michelin star restaurant that we should just stop by because it's cheaper food, but it's still recommended by whatever. Yeah. So that's kind of how I'm organizing my travel and how I was like, I should do that with Los Angeles because similar to, everywhere, there's a million places that are recommended. I just found like a cool bar near my house that I was like, I can't believe that was there and I never knew about it.
Yeah.
In my so like in Vegas when we did the scavenger hunt there,
yeah,
I did
so
did my
cool.
scavenger hunt list as one, and then I shared it with Johnny so that we could look around.
Yeah, me and Sarah shared it with each other.
Yeah.
So we both can add to it and both see what's on the thing. So
That's
we can
cool.
put
Yeah.
plot
But I
outside.
have so many favorites, and like that's just anywhere. Like I have a favorite in New Orleans. What even is it?
That's
what
like
did I favorite in New Orleans?
guarantee, baby.
I thought you were going to say
wine shop. Why did
binoculars.
I don't know,
That's
man.
what I'm using all the time on Google Maps.
What did
going
you
into the
use?
web browser, going to Google Maps web browser, clicking binocular for the apartment I'm thinking about renting.
Oh,
or
and then
whatever,
looking at it, yeah.
and like looking or like the street. I'm like,
Street
okay, well,
view.
where's like, is there parking? Let's check it out.
I do love a street view, and that's another way I was like, look, when you're looking at hotels and stuff, it's like, oh, these glamour shots of whatever. Like
Yeah.
actually looking at the thing is very
like
helpful.
where is it going to actually be?
Yeah, I found.
Miles, hit us with the official tripod theme song.
Everybody knows that we're gonna get Googie Maps, Googie Maps, Googie Maps.
I wanted you to sing. What was your Dora the Explorer song again?
Map, Dora the fucking Explorer.
Dora the maps. Dora.
Have a good ass week, guys.